Chestnut roasting on an open fire. Indeed. Thank you very much. Bit of a different opening to the show here. We are in the holiday spirit here at Chasing That Paper. Also in the winning spirit, coming off the best show ever in show history. Kevin Rogers and I combined to go 7-0 on yesterday's program. So we're going to try to keep that energy alive today. Week 15 of the NFL season kicks off tonight. So, of course, we're going to be covering that. We're going to be covering NBA, college basketball, NHL as well. My co-host for the day, let's bring him in here. Our guy, Ian McMillan. Ian, anything you'd like to sing?
No, I'm good. No, I didn't come prepared with a song.
Favorite Christmas song? Frosty the Snowman. You like that one?
No, that's actually probably one of my least favorite. I always really loved Baby It's Cold Outside, but that's now kind of recognized as a problematic song, so I that can't be my favorite song.
Ooh, Ian, don't be controversial on the show today.
I love that song growing up, though. It's a catchy tune. Not anymore.
And it feels so good just to sing chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Let's hear it, Ian. Let's hear your rendition of that before we get into the picks. Come on.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Not bad. All right. That's enough singing. Maybe we'll do some singing later on. Release a mixtape, maybe, Ian. You and I. Christmas mixtape.
A collab mixtape.
I like it. Make some extra money. Okay, let's get right into it here. 7 total picks. And, of course, we're starting things off with Thursday Night Football. Let's get right into the action. 49ers in Seattle to take on the Seattle Seahawks, of course. Give me the over on the 49ers team total. 23.5 points coming in at even money. This is a big fade of the Seahawks defense. They have been absolute crap out of their bye. Let's look at what they've done. They allowed 40 points to the Raiders. That game went into overtime, to be fair. The John Wolford-led Rams got to 23 points against them. And the Panthers just last week dropped 30 on them. That was their second highest points scored in a game this season. In this span, 25th in yards per play allowed, 27th in opponent third down conversion percentage. Not exactly going up against the cream of the crop in terms of opposing quarterbacks in this span. Sam Darnold dropped 30 points. Are you kidding me? Anyhow, look at the 49ers side of things. 30 or more points in 3 of their last 4 games. They got to 35, 33, and 38. This is a great spot for the 49ers' best offensive player. Christian McCaffrey absolutely go off. Seattle 28 yards left. He finds the end zone 1, 2, 3, or 4 times here tonight. Let's get you over 23.5 points for San Francisco. All right, Ian, what's your best bet for this game?
Yeah, I am also going to be back in San Francisco. I'm just going to keep it a little bit more simple. Just take them to cover the spread here. 3.5 is the number I got of that. So San Francisco minus 3.5 against the Seahawks here. I don't know how long this Brock Purdy train is going to last for. It might fall off the tracks tonight, but hey, I'm going to keep riding it until it does because it's fun. Who doesn't love cheering for Mr. Irrelevant? Now you see everyone calling him Mr. Relevant. People are so clever out there. But yeah, he has looked fantastic in his first start and a half, and really he doesn't need to do too much. As long as he doesn't outright lose the game for the 49ers, they're going to be all right because their defense still remains dominant. Basically, every single stat you want to look at, they rank in the top 5, if not the top 3. You look at opponent yards per play, opponent yards per carry, and most importantly, opponent yards per pass. Geno Smith has struggled when he has had to face good pass defenses this season. Most notably last week against the Panthers, and now he has to take on an even better pass defense this week tonight in the 49ers. Thrown 4 interceptions in the last 3 games. And also his worst game of the season came against his 49ers defense back in week 2. So I like the 49ers here. I think they can shut down Geno Smith. I think they can do enough offensively to win and cover the spread. Give me San Fran minus 3.5 in Seattle.
Francisco. Okay, let's move to the NBA. Then we'll go to college basketball, then back to NBA, then to the ice. NHL. So game of the night in the NBA. This is an absolutely sexy matchup. We got the Milwaukee Bucks in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. Total for this game set at 226.5. Give me the under. Check out each of these defenses. Absolutely lights out of late. Opponent EFG shooting percentage over the last 10 games. First versus second. They are second and third in points allowed per 100 possessions in the span as well. Memphis has been great at defending in the paint. Milwaukee has been fantastic at defending the three-point shot. Check Memphis out at home. Defense is great. They're allowing 11.2 fewer points per game at home compared to on the road. Milwaukee, oddly enough, they're allowing fewer points per game on the road, where they actually rank dead last in EFG shooting percentage. Bit of a shock there. As a result of that, the Bucks are 10-1 to the under on the road this season. When you dig into those results, only one of those 11 games crossed 217 total points. So give me under 226.5 for Bucks. Grizzlies. Ian, what are we looking at for college basketball?
Yeah, well, about once or twice about every week, this is the same team that I got to bet on because they are the most underrated team in the United States of America. Get your anteaters up. Zot, 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 zot. UC Irvine tonight on the money line as a pick'em against Santa Clara. We're going to start things off by looking at their three-point field goal percentage because they finally have something they haven't had for the past few years, and that's perimeter shooting. They actually rank 10th in the country in three-point field goal percentage, hitting their three-pointers at a rate of 40.4%. That's pretty good. And, of course, they're very good defensively. They always have been 57th in defensive efficiency, 47th in opponent effective field goal percentage. Santa Clara ranks outside the top 100 in both of those defensive metrics. And then let's just look at average scoring margin here. UC Irvine sitting at plus 7.3 heading into their game tonight. Santa Clara at plus 1.9. And UC Irvine's played against much better competition. Let's not forget they upset then ranked number 21 Oregon back at the start of the year. They almost beat, only lost by 3 to then ranked San Diego State. So UC Irvine team, much better stats, much better average scoring margin, and they've played much better teams than Santa Clara, who I think the best team they played is who, like DePaul? Give me UC Irvine on the money line, minus 110.
DePaul. Give me a break. All right, back to the NBA. My favorite player prop of the night. How about last night's player prop? Donovan Mitchell. He went over his point total before the half. That was absolutely beautiful. Okay, tonight's player prop, we're going to target a Zion Williamson. You ever heard of this guy? Point total set at 28.5 points. Give me the over on this. So he's playing the Jazz again. He just played against them on Tuesday. He scored 26 points in that game, but here's the thing. He scored those 26 points in just 26 minutes. The game got out of hand, so he didn't play his full allotment of minutes. He shot 10 of 16 in that game, and this is just a beautiful matchup for him because Utah cannot defend the paint. Check them out. They are dead last in points allowed in the paint this season. Zion is second behind Giannis in points scored in the paint. Expect a lot of freebies in this game. The Jazz are 25th in free throw attempts over the last 10 games. Double-digit free throw attempts in 6 of his last 7 games, including 10 in those 26 minutes played versus Utah the other night. They cannot stop this bowling ball of a man who scored 29 or more points in 5 of his last 7 games. Zion over 28.5. All right, Ian, let's move to the ice. Your best bet for the NHL. What are we looking at?
Yeah, not only is this my best bet for the NHL tonight, it's my best bet overall. This is a pretty quick submit button on this bet. I absolutely love it. It is the Dallas Stars against the Washington Capitals. I'm going over 6 at minus 110 odds here. Let's keep things pretty straightforward and simple. These two teams rank second and third in the NHL and expected goals for over their last 10 games. And also, not only are they expected to score a lot of goals, they also have just been straight up combining for a lot of goals. Over their last 10 games, they have combined for 6.63 goals per game. I don't know why this total is only at 6. with the over only at -110. It seems pretty straightforward to me, especially considering the Stars have been one of the best shooting teams in the NHL so far this season. 4th in shooting percentage heading into tonight's game. So I will take the Stars and the Capitals over 6, -110 as my best NHL and my best overall bet for tonight's slate.
All right, yeah, a lot of good games in the NHL tonight. That's a good one. Penguins down in Florida versus the Panthers. That's a good one. Another one taking place in New York City. Rangers playing host to the Maple Leafs. Give me the Maple Leafs -120. And this one, Toronto is an absolute buzzsaw of a hockey team right now. Maybe playing their best hockey of the season. 9-1 in their last 10 games. They beat some high-quality opponents in that stretch as well. The Devils and the Penguins. A few others, too. They are a true analytics darling right now. 5th in expected goals for percentage over the last 10 games. The dinky New York Rangers, meanwhile, way down there at 27th. How pathetic is that? And I think regression is coming for the Rangers. They're on a 4-game winning streak, but you look at those analytics, not very pretty for them. And hey, guys, the numbers don't lie. Matt Murray is playing better hockey than Igor Shesterkin, who's not quite himself this season. Check out Murray on the road. A few standout performances for him. He shut out the high-flying Stars. He allowed 1 goal at New Jersey. He held the Penguins to just 2 in Pittsburgh. Just 28 years old. He might be regaining the form that made him a star earlier in his career as a member of the Penguins. Turning back the clock. Matt Murray, is this the goalie of the future for the Toronto Maple Leafs? There you have it. Toronto, -120. All right. Indeed. I'm stretching that. Ian, I got a couple of friends who are Maple Leafs fans. Very excited about the stretch Toronto's on.
Well, they
you know what that's leading up to? You know what that's leading up to? A gigantic disappointment. An exit in the first round in Game 7 after having a 3-1 lead probably in the series.
Yep.
That is the way she goes. Ian and I, we discussed the Miami Dolphins on Monday's show, and Ian kind of talked me off the ledge. I was quite distraught about how things were going for my team, and Ian talked me off the ledge, and I thought about it and said, you know what, Ian has a lot of experience with this stuff. The Maple Leafs, the Falcons, the Blue Jays a little bit maybe too. But yeah, so we appreciate that, and we appreciate all you guys watching right now. If you're on YouTube right now, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that sub button. If you subscribe to this channel, it just makes the show and this content easier to find. So yeah, give those a little click. Okay, guys, before we move on to the second half of the show, I want to tell you about our friends over at BetMGM. A great place to place your action at. Kick off your day of sports betting with the king of sportsbooks. Sign up with BetMGM using bonus code VIBONUS, and your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. That's VIBONUS, all one word, no spaces, and your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You must be 21 or older. BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. All right. All right, Ian, I got a bunch of random questions for you. Many sports related, some not. Let's just have a little bit of fun. We don't necessarily have a topic of the day. You know, Kevin Rogers and I discussed the Carlos Correa. Everyone coming at me saying, oh, did you see his WAR over the past couple of years? Yeah, it's not one of the best in baseball. He doesn't deserve to be one of the highest paid players in baseball. I'm not going to back off that stance. Okay. So I have just a bunch of random questions here for you. So let's go through these. You can give it as long or as short of an answer as you want. So, okay, here's the situation that you're presented with. Ian, of course, you see the helmet in the back. He's a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan, has had his heart broken many, many times. So here's the question, the situation. The Falcons win the Super Bowl. They win the Super Bowl. But for the next 10 seasons, they become a version of this season's Texans and this season's Raiders, and Daniel Snyder becomes the owner of the team. Would you accept this deal?
I would have said yes up until Daniel Snyder taking over the team, but he's such a piece of shit. Still, I think I might go yes, man. I've never seen any of my teams win a championship. Just once. I just want one championship that I can always fall back on. So then, like, 10 years down the road, I can, like, watch, like, you know, the DVD of their championship season and relive it. I just want one. So I'm going to say yes anyways.
Okay. Who would you rather have, Herbert or Hurts?
It's a kind of a cop-out answer, but I think it depends on the people around him. Depends on the scheme that you're running. Depends on how good the offensive line is. But I think just in general, I think I'd go Hurts. He has the legs to go with the arm a little bit. Obviously, Justin Herbert has looked better for longer. But if you just look at this season's results, Hurts has been the guy. So I'll go Hurts.
Yeah, I'd go Hurts too. The ability to run the football like he does is the big difference maker for me. It's probably close, so. Okay, similar question. Who would you rather have, Brock Purdy or Mike White?
I'm going to go Mike White right now. Just I've seen a little bit more of him. I like Mike White a lot. Brock Purdy, it's a game and a half. Let's relax a little bit. So I'll go Mike White. It's a great question, though. It's tough.
Okay, here's one for you. This is a special one. The house of your dreams.
Yeah.
I'm talking a house, indoor pool, a golf simulator, just an incredible man cave, like an outdoor living situation. You can live in the house of your dreams for the very low price of just $500 a month. The catch is 2 separate mass suicides occurred there over the past 2 years. Would you move into this house?
Yes. 100%. I think the apartment I lived in, Fredericton, New Brunswick, I think someone killed themselves in the bathroom because there was a blood stain on the ceiling in the bathroom. So I think someone shot themselves.
So you have experience living.
So I've done it before. I've lived in places that had recent suicides. So yeah, fortunately, as dark as that. That's such a dark question, Joe. Come on. But yes, of course.
Yeah,
what's going to happen? Like ghosts are going to come after me? Like there's no such thing as ghosts. So.
Haunted, man. You wouldn't sleep right at night. I'd probably say no.
I'd sleep like a baby.
Okay, back to sports. Who's the best MMA fighter of all time?
George St. Pierre. Has to be.
I agree.
The other guys,
he avenged all of his losses. You know, John Jones, you probably point to him because he's undefeated, but there's some sketchy stuff that's gone on there with hiding under the octagon when they wanted to test him for PEDs, and he has failed PED stuff in the past, and a couple of his decisions, his last couple of fights, kind of sketchy. Don't even come back.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
Don't even say Khabib. He's not even in the discussion. He finished his career fantastically, but just a level of competition not really there. I might even put Jose Aldo above Khabib. But yeah, sorry, continue.
I was going to say, I think in order to be given the title of greatest of all time, I think you have to win a belt in more than one weight class. GSP is basically the only top guy who did that, because Khabib never did that. John Jones hasn't done that yet. Maybe he will, because I believe it sounds like he's moving to heavyweight if he does come back. Jose Aldo didn't do that, I don't believe. I don't think he won, no. So yeah, George St. Pierre, out of all the top guys, he's the only one that won belts in 2 different weight classes, which I think you have to do to get the title of greatest of all time.
I agree. Ian and I may be a bit biased as Canadians here. So, Ian, you're going to the Maple Leafs game at Madison Square Garden tonight. Do you mind if I ask you how much you spent on your ticket?
Absolutely not. Too much.
I'm not asking you how much you get paid or something, Ian, or how much you're taxed. How much did you pay for the ticket? Come on.
A lot of money. They're very good tickets.
All right, so $400? Oh, my God. Okay, so that's a lot of money. So that leads into this question I'm going to ask you. So Madison Square Garden, as we know, just, you know, there's something going on there 5 nights a week between the Rangers and the Knicks, and a bunch of concerts and comedy type stuff, and college basketball and whatnot. So you are given a free pass to any event at Madison Square Garden. You just get to come and go as you please. The only condition is that you're only allowed to wear a diaper and a pair of hot pink Crocs. Would you accept this deal?
Where are the tickets? Like, where do I sit? Am I sitting in the nosebleeds, or am I sitting wherever I want, or?
You have a decent seat in the lower bowl area.
No. It'd be cold. It'd be cold in there, especially during hockey games, and only a diaper. Like, it wouldn't even be comfortable to sit in.
Yeah, you get kind of famous for that too. That's one of those things, like famous for the wrong reasons. It might hurt your dating life if you're like known as Diaper Man at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
See a lot of great events.
I'll just pay for the tickets to the stuff that I want to go to. I'm good on being Diaper Man.
All right, back to sports here. You and I, we don't talk a whole lot of hockey outside of our picks, so we'll talk a little bit of hockey right now. You and I, we did a preview for the NHL season, and we each had the Calgary Flames advancing to the Stanley Cup final. Are you backing off that at all?
I certainly don't like it as much as I did, but I mean, I think they're still a good team. I think they're still struggling with two main areas. Number one, their goaltending has absolutely sucked this year, which is killing them. And number two, the amount of roster turnover they had from last year, it's just taken them a little while to figure things out and to gel with each other a little bit. But I think they'll be a second half team. I still think they'll be all right. Also because I still don't trust really any other team, especially in the Pacific. I don't think the Golden Knights are that good. I think the Kraken are a bit of a fraud. The Kings are decent. The Oilers have no defense. So I still think they are the best, most talented and skilled team in the Pacific. I think they'll be all right. They just need to gel and get some better goaltending play because their goaltenders have.
Yeah, Markstrom, he was a big part of my prediction. He's fallen off, but it is a long season. We're not even at the midway point, as we know. Okay, final question here, Ian. Let's get a little bit of investment advice from you. Everyone knows that you're up on this stuff. So Netflix shares are starting to slide quite a bit, and investors want answers. So would you recommend holding or dumping Netflix shares at this time?
Dump them, Joe. Get rid of him. Sell him.
Yeah, probably have to take a loss.
Literally
there.
The last person on the planet you should take investing advice from. I'm the worst.
Oh, so hold then. I thought you were up on this stuff.
Yes, so probably then the Jordan of Wall Street. I just sold some stocks I had at a loss of about $1,500, so don't listen to me.
You ever go down to Wall Street? Just try to get some of these Wall Street bros, finance bros to rub off on you a little bit? Yeah?
The bronze bull that's down there, you can rub its testicles. That's a big thing that you got to do. Go check out the bronze bull's balls. That's always
good
fun.
luck.
Stone Street down there. Whoa, what was that?
Yeah. Tito with, I don't know, just a random sound effect. He's getting bored. Tito, by the way, Tito's in the Christmas spirit, by the way. He told me that he's getting a water bomb for Christmas this year that he's very excited to use. Good for him. Water bomb user. All right. That's it for silly questions. That was fun. I think you did a good job. No to the diaper, yes to moving into the dream home where a number of mass suicides have taken place based on Ian's experience of living in apartments where people have taken their own lives. All right, guys, if you like what we do here at Vegas Insider, you're going to want to check out the Vegas Insider app. We've got up-to-date, easy-to-navigate odds for every major sport. We have all our latest shows, best bet videos, and podcasts, prop trends, features, news, all on the Vegas Insider app. Download the Vegas Insider app right now on Apple and Android. Bet better with the Vegas Insider app.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You know, the worst thing you can do is if you mention Tito on the show, then he'll try to get more involved with the sound effects. Like he did good off the top with the clapping after the singing.
He needs a wider range of. I'm getting a little sick of the woo. He had a really good turkey gobble one. He got rid of it.
That's a good use of the sound effect because he booed you upon that. So that's a good use as opposed to, oh, someone's going to say something. Let's hit the woo button. Let's hit the woo button.
I love the turkey one. That one's my favorite.
Ho, 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 Santa Claus. That was a good one, too. You did all right on that. Okay, let's get into... There we go. Some of us still believe in Santa Claus. Speaking of controversial songs, what's with this song, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus?
Yeah, that one always.
It's supposed to be like an innocent song, but it sounds like, some role playing was going on, and the dad might have been dressed up as Santa Claus, or perhaps some type of adultery.
Yes,
taking place. And as Ian and I have discussed on the show, we're firmly against any form of adultery. That is not cool. You do not cheat on your wife, girlfriend, husband, boyfriend. You can cheat on your diet, cheat on a test, but not on your partner. All right, poll of the day went up on Twitter earlier. For the game here, all the squares with Ian.
Oh yeah,
49ers.
Square Central.
-3. Yeah, I guess some people are concerned about the injuries, maybe with the 49ers. I don't want to hear about the 12th man in Seattle. I mean, it's not the easiest place to go play, but I don't really think an experienced team like the 49ers is going to be rattled by the 12th man. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to go against the 49ers here, but some of these spots when they're obvious like this, I mean, last Thursday seemed like a bit of an outlier in terms of dramatic things that happen in the NFL. Same with this Dolphins-Bills game. Like, you look at the situation for the Dolphins, 2 awful performances are coming off of snow and cold, short rest, on the road against a really good team. I mean, that one looks pretty obvious. What's the spread after that one now? That's sitting there at 7. It just looks too obvious, I guess. But the Dolphins, you take a look at the bigger sample size, they're a pretty good team. All right, let's get into some viewer picks here. Quite a few submissions, by the way, today. Most ever. Christian McCaffrey and Tyler Lockett, anytime TD scores. McCaffrey in 6 games played with the 49ers has scored 6 touchdowns. He's also scored 4 total TDs in his only 2 meetings against Seattle. Lockett has scored a TD in 6 straight and in 4 of 7 matchups at home versus the Niners. I wish he would have included the odds there, but decent breakdowns. Let's keep rolling here. Kaloon City, he's on Geno. Over 20.5 completions, has hit in 70% of his games, including going well over this earlier in the year versus San Francisco. Walker, Dallas banged up. San Fran's #1 versus the run anyway. Seattle slings it tonight. Good luck to our guy, Kaloon City. J-Rod. He likes CMC over 35.5 reception yards, -115 at BetMGM last night, the king of sportsbooks. I think this will be a competitive divisional game, at least to a Bosa calls game, and with no Debo, the wheel route, short passing will all go to CMC. Seattle D giving up the 3rd most reception yards to running backs. Yeah, I like that stat at the end. Good luck to J-Rod with that one. Matty Puppy Sports, he's going against me. He likes the Rangers, even money versus the Leafs here. Rangers finally getting their act together. 4 in a row. A huge come-from-behind win against the Devils. This game is exactly the motivation they need to keep going on home ice. I don't know about this one. Toronto has beaten up on mediocre teams. Yes, but they also have wins over the Penguins, the Stars, and the Devils. You know they're good when I'm sticking up for the Maple Leafs. Here, the Rangers, here's the thing with the Rangers. Last year in the playoffs, their analytics were garbage too, but they kept winning. So they're one of these teams. They're like the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe not that bad. Okay, let's keep rolling here. Is that it? One more, I think. Maybe 2 more, I don't know. Schreckengost. Regular contributor here, likes under 6 for the big Kraken Hurricanes game. A lot of eyes on this one. Carolina under is 13-1-1 when teams have the same rest. Under 10-5-1 versus the Western opponent. Under 14-7-1 as a favorite. I don't know about that middle one a bit with the Western Conference. I don't know how that really factors in. But Seattle 9-2 to the under after a loss. So yeah, maybe they tighten things up after losing a game. That kind of makes sense. Teams are first and second in Corsi against in the last 10. Well, yeah, that's a fantastic stat. Under 3-0 in their matchups history. Yeah, so a couple trends, couple really good stats there. So yeah, under 6 for the big Kraken Hurricanes game. Absolutely lovely, Ian. Yeah, let's do the handicapper heat check. Forgot to do it yesterday, and producer Tito yelled at me. He was very upset. So let's do today's handicapper heat check, presented by VegasInsider.com, your home for the best expert picks in the business since 1997. Today's featured expert is Tim Michael, who nailed 4 straight NFL winners, extending his streak to 11-2 in his last 13 NFL picks. He's on a bit of a tear right now. NFL profits leader Vince Aikens is 80-49, 62% this season. And Scott Rickenbach is 9-1 in his last 10 NFL Thursdays. A TNF specialist, Scott Rickenbach. Visit VegasInsider.com/picks. That's VegasInsider.com/picks for Thursday night football's top plays. That's your handicapper heat check. Stay hot, bettors. Woo! Yes. Water break. Make sure you stay hydrated. Okay, Ian, what's up the rest of the day here? Got some more work to do or what?
Yeah, daily bet. Well, the week 15 episode of the Bacon Bets podcast is live. I recorded that last night. My best bet for all 16 week 15 games. And daily bet slip will be live at 5 p.m. Eastern. It'll be myself and Donovan Smooten. At the top of the show, I'll have on special guest Jared Smith will be joining me, so that should be fun. Tune in for that.
All right. Yeah, Jared Smith, a well-rounded handicapper. So, yeah, you're going to want to check that out from Ian. So, keep your eyes on Ian's Twitter for more information. Guys, a lot going on here at Vegas Insider, especially up on our YouTube channel. Picks for pretty much everything important that's going on right now. I'll be filming 30 seconds or less later in the day. All my picks for the NFL Sunday games. And, of course, chasing that paper. The big Friday football show will be back tomorrow. Very profitable on that show here. This season, the Saturday NFL games. I love that. I have a family, so it's not as convenient for me as it used to be when I was single. You know, it's hard to block 2 days off completely to watch football. You know, maybe not really too fair. But yeah, damn is right. Join Ian and I tomorrow. A couple picks I already got my eyes on. I keep seeing where I'm clapping my hands here. Okay, Ian, have fun at the Maple Leafs game tonight. I hope that they easily win a wire-to-wire smackdown. Ian will be in attendance wearing a diaper and a pair of hot pink Crocs. Good luck with your bets tonight, unless you are fading us. And as always, chestnut.